Hi, I'm Joseph, co-founder of the Abundant Culture Fund, and today we're getting ready to analyze an investment opportunity that has the ability to help you grow your retirement income faster than you ever thought possible and with a lot less risk. Now, a lot of people don't realize that they can use small businesses as a retirement vehicle, and I believe it's the best retirement vehicle out there because it generates way more income than most other retirement assets, as you'll see later on in this video. But also, if you have the right team in place, it can also have less risk as well. So if you take a look at my screen, you'll see a highly profitable liquor store slash bar near Pensacola, Florida for sale. And a couple things that stand out to me about this bar is that, well, one, it's a liquor store and a bar together, so it's technically like two businesses in one. I think that's a really, really cool concept. The owners spent about $250,000 on renovations, and it also says, and don't take this the wrong way, but it also says that the owner does not take EBT nor lottery. And what that kind of says to me is that even though that could technically impact sales a little bit, traditionally places that don't take EBT or sell lottery tickets, they're usually in better established or higher income neighborhoods. So this liquor store might be in a decent neighborhood, which I don't know if I would necessarily buy a liquor store, but I would be more interested in buying one if it was in a good neighborhood. And this might be one of those stores. So, it's also by a plant that basically employs 500 people. So, I mean, you can target your advertisement towards the people who are at that plant. So, if they, had a hard day at work, hopefully you can get them to stop by your establishment, get a drink, and go home to increase your revenues. And let's see. Oh, it's also currently ran as an absentee owner, which that is something that I love to hear in pretty much any business listing that I look at. And the part that kind of sucks about it is that, again, the inventory is not included in the asking price. But another good thing is that the owner of it, the current owner, just started a e-commerce website, and I guess the plan is to start selling some type of liquor online, which if you know how to drive traffic to an e-commerce store, that could just make your brick and mortar business explode in a good way. So I think this opportunity definitely has a lot of growth potential just from what I'm hearing so far. So let's actually get into some of the numbers. The asking price is $199. Realistically, it should be about around 350 because I just believe you should include inventory in the asking price whenever you can. However, if inventory fluctuates a lot, I know that might not always be something that's possible to do. But if the whole point of buying a turnkey operation is so that it's turnkey. So it's 199 as the asking price, and then it has a gross revenue of 912,000 and has a cash flow of 152,000, which is very good. Seeing as though it is ran absentee, which means that all of that is real cash flow. It's not part of the seller's salary. And again, the inventory is 150. So let's see how this business would actually look for my investors if I actually bought this business in my fund. So if you take a look at this spreadsheet, it has a ton of numbers on it. You can ignore almost all of those numbers and just turn your focus to the numbers that are color coded, because those are the numbers that investors are going to care about the most, because that's what's being invested and what they're actually making from the investment. I use this spreadsheet to make really, really in-depth analysis of companies. And I also use other spreadsheets to do that as well. but the numbers that you're going to care about are the ones in color. So you'll see here we have the asking price of $199,000. And if we don't use any leverage to buy the business, and if we don't grow the business at all, it should continue to cash flow $152,000. Now, if you take a look at this yellow box here, you'll actually see that if that's the case, my investors would make a 55% return on their money, which is unbelievable when you take into consideration you're not using any financial leverage to buy it, which usually we would, and we're not taking into consideration any growth in the cash flow or the company itself, which other assets they have to grow in order to achieve half of that type of return. So this is just pure income that the business is already generating, which is amazing. So as a dollar amount, that 55% return on their money would be $110,000 a year. So let's see how this return actually stacks up against other retirement assets. I did research and found that if you invested in stocks, bonds, or multifamily real estate, and you did not use any financial leverage to purchase those assets, and you did not include the growth of those assets, the income generated from them should net about 6%, net you a 6% return every single year. So basically, if you invested $100,000, you should be getting $6,000 in income every single year off of those assets. If you invested $500,000 into those assets, your yearly retirement income will be $30,000 per year. If you invested the same $500,000 into Abundant Culture Fund, specifically into that asset inside of the Abundant Culture Fund, you would basically make a 55% return, which will boost your annual retirement income into $277,000 every single year. That is a $247,000 difference, or a $247,000 increase in income just from moving your funds from one low income asset to a higher income asset without investing any more money. And if you want, to apply a percentage to that, that's a 926% increase in your income just from moving your funds from one place to another place. That is actually probably safer for your money too. So let's say you had a goal of making $60,000 a year inside your retirement. How much would you have to invest in order to generate that income? Using traditional assets, you would have to invest $1 million, because $1 million or 60,000, I think, divided by 6%, or you multiply it by 6%. Actually, what did I do in here? Yeah. So $60,000 divided by 6% would be $1 million. That's how you figure out how much you need invested in the asset based on its return in order to generate the income that you want. You would need to invest $1 million. Or you can invest into that asset that we just seen in the Abundant Culture Fund, and all you would need to do is invest $107,000 into your retirement in order to get the same $60,000 income. So tell me, in your opinion, what do you think is a lot easier, investing $1 million and getting $60,000 of income, or investing $107,000 and getting $60,000 in income? So basically what that breaks down to is that Abundant Culture can save you $892,000 on your road to retirement. So basically, if your goal is to just retire off of $60,000 of income, that is $892,000 that you no longer have to invest into retirement in order to reach your retirement goal. That basically leaves you money to do with whatever you want to do with. You can reinvest it, or you can pretty much buy whatever you want with $892,000 over the course of your, road to retirement. So that pretty much concludes our analysis for today. If you're somebody who wants to double your retirement income with less investment, less risk, and less fees, reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. Or if you're a small business owner who wants to sell your company so that you can focus on the next phase in your life, also reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.